Here's a little rant about the Samsung refrigerator. I'll look for a model number. It's just your typical French door bottom mount freezer. Typical problem of freezing up. So I did have an issue with this about 6 months ago. We had to put about $700 into it to have it all torn apart, put new motors in it because of overcooling or freezing. And what I understand, the air is not moved fast enough through the vents that come from up into the freezer, go back behind this plate here, and then keep the air moving to keep moisture out of here. So what happens is, behind this plate, we get a bunch of build-up freezers. There's coils back here, and they get completely solid, full of chunk of ice. It's a solid brick of ice. It actually took, I'm using a space heater that you can see here, but it actually took me 2 days the last time to completely thaw it out. So I'm using this space heater. I think it's safe. I've been checking it about every 15 minutes, just make sure nothing is too hot. And actually, compared to last time, it's working great because as the moisture is starting to thaw back there, there was a huge puddle. It took several towels to clean up the mess. And this fan actually seems to be, or heater seems to be, kind of drying it up as it thaws out. So I don't think this is dangerous. Like I said, keeping an eye on it, but so far so good. So what you do is there's a shelf bar that mounts here, and there's 3 screws at the bottom. And you just remove the 3 screws here, a screw up on top. And when you take this bracket off, you'll want to remember which way is up, because if you do put it in upside down, it will not line up perfectly with the other shelf mounts. So you want to remember, remember which side is up, mark that somehow. So once you get those undone, there's some little tabs back here that will undo, and they just kind of snap out. You won't break it, but what you really want to be careful with is not to pull this all the way off until you do have your fridge completely thawed out. And the reason for that is there's a thick piece of styrofoam that's connected and taped to this plastic piece. You don't want to tear and separate that styrofoam. That will cause you a big problem. So unfasten it so you can get a little bit of air back there. Then just wait. You're going to have to just wait until it's completely cool, or defrosted, excuse me. And then that plastic piece should remove quite easily. And you can continue just to make sure you have no ice buildup back there. So what will happen if you run it too long, you will burn out. There's a fan back here that you'll burn up, and that will cost you a lot more money. So this is a big flaw with Samsung. When they did replace it the first time under warranty, it took almost a month, and it was the biggest pain in the ass I've ever been through. Probably, I'm not exaggerating, at 25 to 30 hours it took me to get Samsung just on the phone with customer service of them not following up. They couldn't get anybody to work on these pieces of shit because there's so many problems in my area. I live in Iowa. Nobody would take a look at this fridge. What they ended up doing is sending me a full refund of the fridge after I fought with them. And then I actually ended up finding one guy that kind of does a little freelance. He doesn't have a big business I ran across. He came out here, like I said, it was about $700, which about half the cost of the fridge, not quite, and did fix it for me. So this is just kind of a little update. I will continue the video after I get the plate off and it's thawed out. If this space heater trick works pretty well, I will kind of update you on that. So I've seen people using hair dryers. I've been told that's not a good idea. I think you kind of want a fairly slow thaw, not such a direct blast heat as a hair dryer. So I have this turned on low. This is just a cheap space heater. It's not real powerful, so it doesn't burn my hand or anything like that. So it's not going to get too hot in here. But anyway, I will keep you updated on this. I will never buy another Samsung product again. I absolutely hate this fridge. This is a couple of times I've had to defrost it now, about every couple months. You have to go through this. You have to find a way to save your food, or just throw it all out. And hope this video helps you out. But yep, just thaw it out, and once you turn it back on, everything should be fine, but we'll see.